Hi there, everybody on Zoom. And this is Rebecca Stockdill. I'm just giving a little preview of what's going on in the gallery while we're waiting for our presentation to start. We're excited. We have some of our exhibiting artists here with us today. It's nice to see kind of everybody out and about, and this small group gathering it's wonderful to see everybody here.
You have audio?
I think I have audio. Okay. I hope I'm not just talking to myself. The gallery looks great. We hope that many of you are able to make it down to see the exhibit in person. But while you're enjoying this from home, I'll try to give you a flavor for all of the groupings of art that we have. Here's our juror, David, enjoying the show. We have a really great mixture of traditional photography and digital arts, which makes for a really interesting show. So I know it's hard to see on the camera here. You're welcome to check out the link to the gallery book, which will allow you to see the images up close and learn a little bit about each of the artists. I'll try to pause at each grouping because I don't want everybody to get seasick following me around on the camera. Hello.
Wonderful.
Hi, it's nice to see everybody here today.
So that was a real soul spiritual encounter with art. One of my years ago, yeah, she was that was actually like dabble into a little bit of everything.
It's a beautiful night here in Apponaug. You can see the sun starting to go down in the background.
Right, that's when I met Susan, and she had done spiritual I don't know, it was like a visual journaling thing, and then we were making things sculpture. So somehow.
All right, let's see. Sounds like I'm okay. Let's see if this is, yeah, okay. Paul Murray, you were helpful enough to let me know that I was muted. Can you hear me now? You hear me though there, right? So it should be fine. Yes, excellent. Okay, so we have to switch. So what I would do? Okay, we ready? So now I've got this quiet.
All right, everybody, I think we are ready to start the show. So could I ask all of our guests in the gallery to find a comfortable place to stand or take a seat on one of our benches, however you think you can hear and see best.
I'm sorry.
So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Rebecca Stockdill. I'm the president of the board of directors. I feel like I've met many of you before, but I see some new faces in the gallery and I see some new names in the Zoom feed, so welcome. It's wonderful to see everybody here today. I think this is really the first event that we've had, or the first reception we've had in almost a year. Where we've had this many of our artists here in person. So it really is wonderful to see everybody. So let's give a hand for vaccines and for our wonderful artists. As I'm walking around the show, you know, I'm looking at all these beautiful pieces of art, and it's interesting. I was here when we were installing the exhibit, and when you first see some pieces kind of come through the door, you feel immediately drawn to certain pieces, and they're your favorites. And I was saying this, my feelings to David this morning. But then as you're here kind of day after day and you sit with the pieces for a while, other ones start to pop out to you and you start to see really interesting things and pieces that may not have caught your attention at first. So there really is something to be said about coming in and spending some time with the art and kind of discovering the hidden gems that you might not see when you just look at them briefly. So I know you guys have been enjoying the gallery book. That's kind of a new feature that we've added. Hopefully you guys like that. And you probably see some pieces you love, but I definitely recommend coming into the gallery if you can and spending a little bit of time with these pieces of art. So I also want to thank Danielle for making this all happen. As we know, unfortunately, technology can be tricky, and for those of us who don't use it, you know, on a day-to-day basis, it can be kind of a challenge every time it sneaks up on us every 6 weeks or so. I don't want to say it's like learning it anew, but there's always new challenges that we're dealing with. So we completely appreciate your patience and your support. We have a lot of wonderful things coming up with the Warwick Center for the Arts. Danielle will probably give you a little bit more information on some of our upcoming events and exhibits. So with that, I'm going to turn the podium over to Danielle, and she will get us moving with our presentation. So thanks again.
Great, thank you. Thank you, Rebecca. And thank you so much for your patience as we navigate through this. I'm trying to get two different views. Yeah, I am mic'd, so I'm just trying to log back in with that one. So hopefully we won't get the feedback. Hi! Again, so sorry about the delay here. Let's see, I gotta be in both places. So when Rebecca gets further enough away where we don't have feedback, she'll be able to show our audience. I wanted to, especially for those in our audience that may be of the up and coming generation, I just wanted to remind everyone that our next call for art is for the exhibit called Emerging. This was an idea that we had last year because so many young artists were not able to show or share their work, whether it be performance art, music, visual art, because of schools being shut down and galleries and everything. We knew that those that are graduating high school and college, it's a very important time for them. So we wanted to dedicate an exhibit to them. And it just was so heartwarming in so many ways and such a great community outreach opportunity that we decided to do it again. And Regina knows this as a teacher, a high school teacher, in fact, that sometimes it's really hard to get kids to come out and do it. So far we haven't had submissions, which I'm blown away because they should be sending their artwork in. So please tell all the young people you know to submit their artwork. There's no entry fee. Our goal with this is to make it as easy and barrier-free as possible for them. We've even offered to help them frame their work to hang in the show. So there should be no excuse. Anyway, so Call for Art Open Emerging 2021, ages 16 to 22. Okay, so this show, Photography and Digital Arts, was juried by David DeMelim, and just thought I'd give a little background on why I reached out to David. We met, gosh, probably 4 or 5 years ago, I think, at AS220. We both participated in a wonderful program that they offer called Practice Practice. And it's a like 4-day retreat for arts administrators. And I think we both got a lot out of it, and some of the connections that you make are a big part of it. So when we decided to have a photography exhibit, I thought of him right away. And I'm just so thrilled that he juried the show. And I think that you'll appreciate his thinking behind the selection process. It really is a diverse show. I like the variety in this. And I don't know, I just think it really came together well. So thank you all for participating, for being here. Thank you for those of you that couldn't be here in person. And thank you, David. Do you want to say a few words? Great. So I think this works. If you want to flip. There we go. Okay. And then I'm going to get out of the way and give you the stage.
Thank you, Danielle. Thank you to everyone here at the Warwick Center for the Arts for persevering, for putting on a show in this environment. And thank you for everybody who submitted work, and for those of you who were able to show up tonight. It's great to see real people in a real gallery space, and certainly looking forward to more of that in the future. For this exhibition, it was a lot of fun to look at the work that came in and jurying it both online and as a blind jury. So just looking at the work, no real context, no names. It's really a very freeing way to look at work, and makes it all the more enjoyable, but also challenging, because it is totally up to me to interpret the work, think about it, and think about how it goes together into an exhibition. In an exhibition like this with no real theme or prompt, it's really an open invitation to take a wide look at what's possible. So the show was digital art and photography, so I juried it with an idea to be as inclusive as I could, to show the diverse range of what is popular and what is possible with the current tools available. So in selecting the work that's here, it's always problematic as a juror. You're given, usually a bare minimum of instructions, one of which being the total number of pieces that you can let in the door. And that really drives a lot of the decision making. So in this case, where we're going for diversity, there were a lot of excellent pieces that got left out strictly for space and also for thinking. I tried to include 2 or 3 pieces that addressed an idea or a genre, and this is what it came down to. And I will say, for those of you who may not have gotten in or gotten work in, keep trying. All of the work was really, really exciting to look at. And I think it bodes well for what's possible for those of you who haven't had the opportunity to come in and actually see the show in person. It is well worth the trip. The work is really terrific. It's well presented and really meant to be seen in person. You know, the challenge as a juror is during the exhibition online, I'm looking at, you know, prints on screen that are about 5 inches, maybe 7 inches if I'm really stretch the screen out. And it's not the same kind of experience. And it leaves a lot of the art of presentation out of the selection process. Some of the pieces, if you come, you will see are quite large and others quite small. Those were decisions that were made that are often important to the work, and during online, you kind of lose sight of that. And the other thing is the presentation itself, the quality of the print, the thought and the expense that went into framing. Those are, you know, important decisions as well. And again, during online, you don't have the benefit of really seeing the work as it was presented. But like I said, I think I was really impressed with the work that came in and really excited to put this exhibition together. And I hope you have a chance to come and see it. And I think that's about all I have to say. You really need to come and engage with the work in person. And I do think we have some awards to give out, but I don't know if we are at that part of the evening, but okay, great.
Okay, so I think, all right, I'm going to start with a honorable mention for the conversation.
Are you mic'd, Danielle? Can they hear you?
I'm not mic'd, but maybe I'm speaking loud enough.
I can certainly relay that.
So yeah,
We've
this is,
an honorable mention for The Conversation by Paul Murray. Good job, Paul. So jurying a show is one challenge. Selecting the awards is a whole other process. And for this show, coming on the heels of the year we've all been through, certainly my thinking about the work as I made the selections kind of fit into that state of mind. And Paul's piece, beyond the technical proficiency it exhibits and the dedication to travel and make that kind of commitment to this particular type of photography. The image itself, besides doing a great job of capturing the scene, has a certain humor to it. And it's something that is been sorely lacking, so it certainly deserves at least an honorable mention. So congratulations, Paul.
I just wanted to add that one thing that I always appreciate is when titles just kind of really connect and, you know. Anyway, I love the title of conversation. So Rebecca doesn't have to travel far, so the next honorable mention goes to The Red Toboggan by Eric Covernell.
Eric is not here.
Okay.
So the next honorable mention goes to Eric Overmail for the Red Toboggan. This was another image that, beyond its technical proficiency, it just kind of jumps out and grabs you. And, you know, again, against the backdrop of 2020, it's just so striking. It starts so many conversations in your mind. What is she thinking about? Where's she going? Where's she been? And in a bigger context of COVID and the year we've been through, all of these thoughts kind of come together into that narrative. And it's one of those images, every time you look at it, you're going to take away a little bit different take on what's going on, what the experience is. And
Okay, next up, another honorable mention goes to Sharon Bibble, no, you don't pronounce it.
Bebo,
Bebo, okay.
I believe.
For Which Way, which, Rebecca, it is, I believe.
Yes,
there.
above the
Yeah.
above the porch.
Sharon, Sharon couldn't be here, she did reach out, but I had an interesting conversation with her. Might work.
There you go.
Yeah, I had a conversation with her about this piece, and it was touching. It was interesting. She was going over a bridge, the Newport Bridge, and had some anxiety about going over the bridge, and her son was driving, and she decided to just focus on her craft to take her mind off of it, which I thought was interesting.
Yes, art can be a powerful therapy. Can get you through a lot of difficult situations. I thought this was just such a striking image, the multiple viewpoints, and somehow it just held together very well and captured that sense of motion and a little bit that sense of anxiety. So
Yeah.
very nicely done.
Okay. And okay, now we're into the first, second, and third place awards. And for third place is the work A Progression, which I believe is over there, Eric Hovernell. Too bad you can't see it.
So
There we go. Nice.
This piece is a little more challenging, but again, sort of fit that theme that was developing in my mind as I was going through the process of putting this show together. And, you know, again, a lot of questions, but also an aspect of into the light, perhaps a brighter future in some level. And in such a conventional photograph, to capture such an ethereal concept is a lot more challenging than you would think. And he's certainly done an excellent job pulling all of that together.
Very good presentation too. You know, it's that's something to appreciate as well. Okay, so are you ready for second place? I'm actually kind of excited that this person is in the room. Winter Shards by Reggie, Reggie Linsell. I get to give you the award. Yay. It's, oops, I'm attached. The leaves, and actually, should we,
Going longer.
should we invite Reggie to say a few words?
Sure, Reggie, if you want
Since
to.
you're here, yeah. Do you
No?
want to say, just if you wanted to, just here's a mic, just say a few words about the piece. A lot of, you know, it doesn't have to be formal. Just
It's not going to be formal.
okay.
This is a photo my son saw. I've been going out every day of the winter. This winter, I went out every single day and took a picture out in nature because I'm a nature photographer and I love it. And I took my son out on this one particular day, and he said, "Dad, look at that," because he saw the ice forming on the water. And I said, "Oh, that's kind of cool." And then I saw the leaves behind it, and it was just starting to freeze, and it formed like this really abstract photograph. So I took a couple shots, and I'm like, "All right, thanks, buddy. That was pretty cool." I get back, and that's my favorite shot of the winter. It just,
Yeah,
it's like a once in a lifetime thing.
It's really terrific. And, you know, again, as the juror looking at it online, it's a challenge because not really sure what I'm looking at. Is it a, you know, is it a straight photograph? Has it been heavily manipulated? Is it assembled? And at the end of the day, those things don't matter so much as, you know, the impact that the image has. And, you know, again, fitting into that artificial theme of 2020, it really kind of captured that feeling of, you know, there's beauty and there's danger and things that are falling apart and coming together. And I think it's really a terrific piece.
Perfect. Thank you.
And
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Okay, and we're down to first place. I'm going to do my best with the pronunciation. I hope I don't offend. Ivana Lapsik. Did I say it? Sky Road. There you go. You're welcome. Here. So good. There's the piece. And then would you please just say your name for me so I know how?
Ivana Lapchik.
Oh, not too bad. I didn't do too badly. So Ivana Lapchik. Okay, congratulations. You're welcome.
thank you. Yeah, this piece jumped out at me in the context of so many manipulated images and constructed images. I thought this was a really unique take in capturing something that existed in the natural world but represents something you know, constructed and artificial. And it's just such a nice balance, and especially the composition and the color really make it come alive. I will say that it presents itself much better online. The presentation in the gallery could use a little work, and it's certainly an image that could stand to be a little bigger, not to be. You know, as you do more of this, you realize the matting is an important component in it because it gives the image room to breathe and gives it a little separation that allows the viewer to really focus on it. But that said, brilliant image, and I love the fact that it's just, you know, a straight shot of something that you observed in the real world and captured this rather magical theme. So thank you for that.
Thank you. All right. So that's it for the awards presentation. But of course, especially those of you at home that aren't here, there are so many in this room that should be very proud of how they're, you know, part of this exhibit. I have a lot of favorites. Should we just check? Were there
So
any questions on
the favorites and the awards, those change on a daily basis.
Yeah.
You know, making the selections is a very much of the moment sort of thing.
In the meantime, someone had mentioned the gallery book is wonderful. So I do want to thank Sophie Lucente. She's the daughter of one of our board members, very creative young lady. And she took on this project, I think last week. I asked her, I said, hey, can you give this a shot? And she did put a lot of time into it. And it's just something new we wanted to try, doing a, you know, a digital gallery book. Did anyone here try the QR code and look at it? Okay, so, oh, you did. Okay, good. So, yeah, so on the table, I put a piece of paper with the QR code, which is a link to the digital gallery book. And it's created by a program called Issue, which a lot of companies use it for like their annual reports. It's like a digital magazine. Anyway, so that's a nice way for people who couldn't be here to also take a look at the work, and we put the artist statements next to them as well.
Would any of our artists here like to say something about their pieces while we're kind of in the room with them? Everybody
Well,
shy
how,
tonight?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. I'll come up though so they can hear you.
yeah.
We'll put a mic on you so that our.
And you can hold it if you don't want it. Okay, good.
Hi, I'm Regina Hogan. I have 3 photographs here, but I actually wanted to talk about some of the other ones. I've recently started to get really interested in this intentional camera movement, ICM, and I know that Cindy Wilson, I think, stepped out, but she has a beautiful one over there. And I'm not sure who's is on the wall with the, I believe that's also intentional camera movement, but the textures and the colors, is that yours? That's beautiful. So I just wanted to even just say that there's so much here that's gorgeous that you really should come and visit.
Yeah.
The black and white of the barn with the texture on the barn and the stormy sky and the digital art of the robot. I mean, there's just a lot of really beautiful stuff. So I just want, not mine in
Yeah.
particular, but.
Yeah, Christoph, I hope Christoph somehow
What was
got
that?
in the,
Yes, Cindy, I believe that one's yours with the ocean waves, and that was intentional camera movement that you did, correct? And I just wanted to say how much I love that style, and there's another one over there, so it's beautiful. Everyone did a nice job.
that's really nice. Thanks for sharing that. And so who else, does anyone else want to claim their work on the wall, at least so we can put the name with the, I mean, the face with the artwork?
I'll sit back and find the temple music,
Yep.
the horse, and the surreal cityscape.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. And again, there may be, oh, good. Michelle Kier is here in the Zoom room.
Oh, and here's Michelle's
Yeah.
portrait.
Great. So I think, let's see how, oh, we're doing great on time. Okay, super. So I'm just checking again to see if there are any questions from our audience. Rebecca, oh, rotate the camera. Rotate. Okay.
Or is that upside down? Yeah, hang on. Sorry. Apologize on my behalf, Danielle.
Everyone's getting dizzy. Oh, okay. Oh, good. I'm glad to see we have lots of artists in the Zoom room. Cool. And there's even my nephew. Hi, Josh. And Susie Shutt, one of our board members. Wonderful. I'm glad to see that because we had a little trouble. We couldn't connect to Facebook Live. So at least we have, and Jean Duffy right there to your right, Rebecca. Yep, she's in the room. Great. Okay, so I guess we'll just let everyone mix and mingle a little here. If beautiful work, awesome. Yes, Nicole Bamford. I think that's that one. She's way over there. Sorry, Rebecca. I really love that piece. It's like the colors in it. I'm trying to think of, oh, Silver Spring. It's called Silver Spring. That one. I think sometimes I really love things because it's so foreign from what I can do. So I'm like, you know. So yeah. Yeah. So all right. Good. And our video, great. So the video is going to be on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. So if anyone missed it or if anybody wants to share. Oh, good. Okay. So yeah, someone had requested to see Nicole Bamford's. So there we go. Okay. All right. I think we're good. We can wrap it up here for the Zoom portion of the evening. So thank you very much, everyone. Take good care. Have a good night. Thank you.